questions.
All right.
Just like that. We're in.
Perfect.
Non-shaven. Looking
Yeah,
good. You zoom in too. You zoom in too. Go all the
Yeah,
way
just
in.
looking-
So,
it's going right now.
it's going.
Oh, okay.
So this is my homie Grant.
What's good?
This will probably be titled like podcast with my friend Grant or something. Not sure. This hoodie is
Originality.
atrocious. It's going down. So basically, I think like in a topic like this, or like in just like a little podcast like this, it'll be like a quick 10 minutes. Any question I ask you, you can feel free to shoot it back at me. Because if I'm asking you, then by far, then you should be able to have that same thing to ask me. So we're just gonna hop straight into it. Hope you guys can hear us. You guys can hear us. We're good. Okay, first off, you don't have to like say any names or like say anything like that.
Okay.
But you currently have a girlfriend.
Right.
What is the difference with this girlfriend as opposed to all the other girlfriends? What is it that makes you want to stay? And then on top of that, what is the key in order to make a relationship work as a 20-year-old?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. So I'd say like just differences between this relationship, like each relationship you have, whether it's good or bad, like you'll be super into it. Obviously the beginning, like the whole like getting to know you phase. Andre and I have talked about this. Like, it's awesome. Like it's super underrated. Like people discount that. Like that's where you get to know the person you're wanting to be with, like prospectively. So I'd say the difference between this girl and like we'll just use the last girl I was with like as an example, or last serious one. This one is much more like real. Like you'll know it's really.
She's like, what?
Yeah.
I send her the link. Like,
Not to say that like the last girlfriend was like not real. It was just like a long distance. It was just like a long distance situation. It wasn't. Long distance is kind of beat if you're like if you know if you're too far away, if you don't have that good foundation. So make sure you're dating a girl that you can like actually build a relationship with, like in close quarters, stuff like that.
Okay, so proximity helps.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Proximity
helps.
Yeah, be with and like also just like if you know that you can just be yourself around her, you don't have to act like fake. You don't feel like, oh, I need to look like this way or I need to act this way. Obviously, you want to impress them, so you might act like a certain way to impress on your first dates. Everybody does that, but like after the first few, you shouldn't feel like. You should never feel like super uncomfortable in your own skin. You should always feel like I'm very much comfortable around this person. She accepts me for me.
That's tight.
And she's being genuine. Also, like you're both giving each other 100%, like reciprocating feelings.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say those are just like the basics. Honestly, just like knowing that you're giving 100, she's giving 100, and just feeling like you're getting the most out of your relationship. She supports you throughout whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'd agree that like, I don't know, our age group or maybe like society would say that it's kind of like you're 20, right?
Yeah.
So it like sleep around or like do all these things and like live and like venture out and like blah 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 and like being tied down at 20 like it's a waste of time and like man like you don't know what you want, like you don't know what things are you arguing to that or what things would you respond to, not even like an argue, but what things do you respond to that when someone says like don't waste your time with the relationship, this girl you're with now, don't waste your time, like what do you say to that?
Yeah, so I feel like that's like a pretty common mindset in like the college setting, especially if you're somebody who like lives, maybe you're in an organization like a fraternity or something like that. The common stigma or whatever is like, oh, just like sleep around like this and that and like don't settle down until you're like 30 or something. Yeah, that's not true. Like I feel like more often than not people do like have girlfriends or boyfriends, significant others in general, like pretty early on in the game. What I would tell somebody who like said that to me, like to each his own, like everybody has their own thing. Maybe you're somebody who just doesn't like to be tied down, that's your thing. But I'd say like the thing about a relationship is more than just like a benefit of, it's not just like, oh, I have a girlfriend. It's a support system. It's somebody you can like at the end of the day who will eventually know you better than like most people. It'll be your best friend eventually. Yeah. Like, or at least should be like your significant other should be one of your best friends. Yeah. So I'd just tell that person like, look, it's so much more than just like having a significant other just to say you do. Like for a public image, it's like a support system, somebody to lean on, somebody to just build, like give a piece of yourself to, or anything, which sounds like a really deep thing, but when you like meet your like soulmate or whatever, you'll know and you'll feel incomplete without them, like when you're away from them, So I just tell them like, well, you know what, maybe if that's their mindset, then they haven't met the right person yet. Yeah, that'd be the best thing I could say for that. And some people just prefer to like hang around or sleep around or whatever, but if they haven't like found the right one yet, they might say something like that.
Okay. Lastly, like to tie the little bow, do you believe in the one?
I think that's like I think that you can have many the ones. Like it all just like depends on like. Or let me rephrase it. Cause that's no. You can have the one, I guess, at different like stages in your life. Because like my freshman year of college, like I thought I wanted one thing because I was just like young, dumb, and naive, and I like met this girl who I thought was like the one. Like oh yeah, like I knew like hardly anything about like actual relationships, and then like through that relationship, I was able to see like what I did, like some things I did want in a relationship and things I didn't want.
Right.
So now that I'm with my current girlfriend, I know, like, we're just, like, perfect for each other. And I have everything I could ever possibly want, like, that support system and everything. So I do believe for me that, like, my current girlfriend is the one. And it all just depends for you, because some people will be like, no, the one isn't real. Like, if you break up with somebody, you'll find another the one. So I guess, like, the ultimate answer to that is, like, no, there isn't just one person that you should end up with in life, as, like, things do happen. Like, people get married who they spend 20, 30 years with and like might break it off.
Yeah.
Like get a divorce or whatever and they find somebody new. So I guess ultimately there's not just one person who is like your soulmate forever. It's about making that one person, like making it work with that one person.
Okay.
And that's a common thing that like our generation I feel is particularly terrible at is like communication and making it work. We're in a generation where like if something's broken, we don't fix it. We just throw it away and look for something new. And like, we're all guilty of it. Like we've all done it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think about the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't believe there's just one. But I believe that there be people who are more suited. Absolutely. Exactly. And then because of that, then like you know it, like love is like the natural connection, but then it's like the decision that you have to make where it's like then that person, because like you can have like, let's say like for me, like because I like girls, so like I'll have 5 girls that I'm interested in, just for an example, and then it's like they all have great traits, but it's like who would be the one, assuming that they're all interested in me, who is the one that I would then decide to put above everybody else, which one suits best, and like which one do I make the decision? Almost. It's like the Bachelor situation,
but less of a like not for like obviously television purposes. Like, like
and 5 was OD, but that was you get the point. Like
it's the basic thing of, and that's how it goes. Like you'll have like your like prospects of girls that you might talk to, or if you're
the girls, the days of the week,
Monday, yes.
But
and you'll go through and like as you talk to them or like go on dates, like obviously you go on dates with any of them, you might find like I really prefer this one over the other, so you might try to like taper off with one, like maybe just be friends, like see if they're interested in that. In college it's really easy to like do that because like there's so many people in a college setting that you could be talking to like 5 girls at once, and not in a way like exclusive where it's like you're cheating or whatever, like because that's another thing our generation. The whole like, we're talking like that's a stupid thing. You either are or you aren't.
Is there you ain't? You
is or you isn't, and so I mean in the sense like you're just getting to know them, not in like a talking seriously way.
That's right.
It's whoever, like you said, it's like a tier system. Like whoever you find is like the best for you. That's who you pursue.
You make that decision.
Yeah.
All right, so we're coming to a close. So do you want a hard hitting question or do you want like just a casual?
Lay it on me.
Hard hitting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go with the foundational one, because especially like through college and stuff, like different things. And so, do you believe in God? Okay, we'll start with that one.
Okay. I do. Yes. Okay. I will say I don't really like. I don't go to church often. I honestly don't remember the last time I went to church, and I don't really like spread like the word a lot. I don't like talk about it a lot. But me, like, I consider myself like my own church. Like I pray every night. If there's things I'm worried about through the day, I'll pray about them. And I know that like my beliefs, like that's just the ultimate thing, is like the higher power is God, like of Christianity. But again, like I don't really spread it. Like I don't like read the word a lot. I don't really read the Bible. I'm saying a lot. You realize how much you say when you...
No. But then, sorry. So, just cut you off real quick. The second one is, so then for maybe, like, viewers looking or viewers watching, or for, like, your own belief or just in different things, because obviously people would have a different foundational belief on it. Like, how do you get to heaven, then? What is it? What is it you believe that you get to heaven?
Yeah, so I would say just, like, in my opinion... Once you've accepted, like, Jesus Christ into your life as your Lord and Savior, like, that's one thing also, but also try to live your life morally as well. Yeah, I don't follow like everything the Bible says. I don't really know a lot about things in the Bible. Like Andre, I know you know quite a bit. Like you are pretty well educated in the Bible.
A little bit. I'm getting there. I'm trying. Every day's learning.
Yeah, and like I would like to be more like involved in like reading the Bible and stuff like that. I just never like do. Something that I would work on spiritually with myself.
Nice.
But I would say like trying to live morally, like obviously like try not to do things that you think are bad and only be like, oh, I can do this bad thing and I'll just ask for forgiveness and be good. Like don't do that, because then it's just like, oh, I'm automatically good no matter what. Like, but yeah, as long as you're just like trying to live the best you can, just like be kind to others, be gracious, be giving, live by example, lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that's the key.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I as well am Christian. I believe in God, the Christian God. And then the key to heaven, Grant already said it, would be to accept Lord Jesus Christ into your heart. Because then if you eliminated that, and if it was only about all the good things that you did on earth, then the way that I look at it is, okay, I did a good thing today. Cool, so I'm going to heaven. And then somebody cuts me off in traffic and I'm pissed or something, right? And then I die. So then what, right? So then it's no longer in our hands because we are all sinners, is what I believe, and what we read in the Bible and everything. And because of that, and because we were lost in our trespasses, then the higher power God sent his son Jesus, because of his love, called the triple O God. Like, I don't know, have you taken a philosophy class?
Actually, I'm taking one next year.
Yeah, so in philosophy class, a lot of like different theists will talk about it and like talk about the Christian God as a triple O God, omniscient, omnipotent, omnibenevolent. So all good, all knowing, all powerful. Because if he wasn't those things, then he wouldn't be God. My point in this is just saying that after having that relationship with him, like Grant is saying, then we shouldn't take that for granted. If you do accept him into your heart, and if you do have those things, and then naturally it happens because we, like, you know, like if you talk to people, it's like all about like burning bridges and cutting people off, and like you know, you do me wrong one time, like it's over, you know. But I believe that we're called to something greater. Like to love over everything is hard, but the impact that it has is amazing.
Because think about this, like I don't mean to cut you off,
no,
but I'm just saying, like, let's again say somebody like does cut you off like in the road or whatever. That's annoying. Like nobody likes that. You're like learn how to drive. But and that might set you off the entire day. Like you'll tell people like, oh, they're like, oh, I got cut off in traffic today and it was terrible. But at the end of the day, like, did that really negatively impact you that much? Like, I'm sure you've cut people off. Well, I've definitely cut people off before.
All the time.
And like,
me too.
Obviously, there are more major things in life that are hard to forgive. Like that's just a small example, but like there are things that are like very unforgiving that people do. But to you as a person to be able to forgive somebody else like for whatever wrongdoing, that shows a lot about your own character.
Yeah.
Like regardless of like whether or not how they feel about it, that shows a lot about you as a person. Like even regardless of like spirituality, like you as just being a good-hearted person, if you can like forgive somebody for something terrible they've done, that shows a lot about your character and the kind of person you are.
So on that note, we end this session and uncut. There's no reason to edit because there's nothing going on. Oh, just so you guys know, in the back right here, I have my Super Nintendo Classic. I will plug this thing till the day I die. It's one of the most amazing things going on. So if you see inconsistent lighting, that's the blame. It's not even the blame. It's whatever. Anyway, though, we'll catch you guys on the next one because this is pretty cool. I like this.
About that action.
All right, peace.